pleasure. It's one of the main driving forces that make us humans want to continue living. We want to fill our lives with as many joyful moments as possible, whether it's eating delicious food, having sex, socializing, engaging in a hobby, or exploring new places. In the technological world we live in today, we're experiencing pleasure at a frequency and level that would have been unimaginable just 100 years ago. Things like TV shows, computer games, social media, shopping, and fast food, they satisfy us immediately, eliminating the need to wait. It might seem really amazing that we can satisfy ourselves anytime and at any place, but it comes with a cost. In most cases, anything we can obtain immediately has a low value in the long run. You could immediately feel some satisfaction by binge watching an entire TV series, or you could study for an exam and pursue a delayed satisfaction by getting a good score. In the first case, the return is just a little bit of fun. In the second case, the return is a step closer to your degree. Just like you wouldn't invest your money into things that bring a low return, why would you invest your time? Great achievements in life require patience, effort, and other personal qualities. One of the best scientific studies that illustrate this is a marshmallow experiment. 4-year-olds were given two options: to get one marshmallow right away, or to wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows instead. Researchers then observed the lives of the same kids for more than 40 years and found that the kids who waited patiently for 15 minutes to get 2 marshmallows on average had higher academic achievements, higher salaries, better health, better social skills, among other results. This study was repeated many times, and the conclusion is clear. Self-control and the ability to seek delayed gratification are very important qualities for success and high-quality life. But the world we live in today is full of temptations. All of us sometimes love to have a dose of ice cream, TV, or social media. It can be so difficult to control our urges, but it's not because you are somehow worse than others. This inability to resist instant gratification is part of our human nature. That's how we've evolved. Whenever our ancestors needed to acquire something outside their immediate environment, they needed motivation. Merely a thought about something wasn't enough to initiate action, so over millions of years, our brains have developed an amazing mechanism: dopamine reward pathway. It involves a process during which our brains release a chemical called dopamine that creates feelings of motivation, excitement, confidence, and gives the energy needed to go and get the things we need. Once we acquire whatever we're after or run into something unexpected, there are some additional neurochemicals released, such as oxytocin, serotonin, endogenous opioids, and others. All together, they create feelings of pleasure and satisfaction, and so our brains remember that. Next time, it's enough to just anticipate the desired outcome and all those nice feelings associated with it to get some dopamine released, and so the process repeats again. That way, dopamine reward pathway became like our compass, guiding us towards things that were crucial to our survival, such as food, sex, social interactions, and the discovery of new lands. In the circumstances our ancestors faced, it just made sense to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed ones. It was a much more dangerous and unpredictable world that they lived in. They didn't know where and when the next meal would come from, so they would always take the opportunity to grab a snack now, then wait for a potential feast in the future. This is why it's so hard for us to pass up the chance to gratify ourselves right away. Over millions of years, our brains haven't changed much, but the number of temptations we face has grown tremendously. Alright, so now we know why we feel satisfaction doing various activities and that our brains prioritize immediate rewards. But when you're watching TV or using social media, your body is not doing much at all, just sitting on a couch, for example. Why does your brain still recognize the activity as something beneficial and create a sense of pleasure so you would repeat it again? First of all, the part of the brain controlling these feelings cannot tell the difference between things seen on screen and in real life. It recognizes everything as if those things were in front of you. Secondly, humans are extremely empathetic, and so we project ourselves into the characters we see. We get so immersed in the challenges they face, the roles they play, and the victories they win that our brain takes those things as our own experiences. So, what does it all mean? It means that we often live in the world of illusions and fantasies where we can be anyone, do anything, and that feels good. This by itself isn't a bad thing. The problem is that we want to repeat these activities so much that some people can play a role-play PC game for days without sleep. This is how binge watching works, and even meth and cocaine addiction works in the same exact way. In time, we end up not progressing in our own real lives. Furthermore, we get so used to satisfying ourselves immediately that it can change how we approach other things in life. Over time, we become more lazy, impatient, and with poorer self-control. Remember the Marshmallow studies on patience and self-control? The effects of this can reach many areas of your life. While working, you may notice a lack of motivation to work on long and demanding projects. You may even avoid any type of task that makes you feel uncomfortable or tired because your brain prefers tasks that are easy and come with immediate rewards. When a problem comes up, instead of looking for the best long-term solution, you might find yourself just trying to get the burden off your shoulders. We fail to consider that such behaviors are at the expense of others. We stop caring about finding solutions that can benefit all the parties involved because our minds are so used to satisfying our own immediate desires. It might be even diminishing probably the greatest driving force of progress, curiosity. Nowadays, we have a ton of information available, and a lot of that information is very processed, providing an immediate and short answer. We become too lazy to do more research and use our own brains to think critically and assess whether the information is true or not. We end up less curious about everything and just echoing the opinions of the majority and blindly accepting them as facts. Research and learning naturally takes more time and effort, but the culture of instant gratification pushes us to seek out the easiest and fastest way that is accessible. We can see this pattern in people who get hooked on ventures or gambling activities as a path towards easy riches, or in the sick who buy expensive food supplements that promise to fix their health by just swallowing a few pills. We are being targeted aggressively by the marketing tactics of big companies, creating products and services that provoke the strongest emotional reaction, even intentionally creating urges that we feel we must satisfy through spending. So many of us end up stuck in this cycle of consumerism, becoming victims of the illusions created by people who are perpetuating this culture of instant gratification. But with how the human brain works, it's only a matter of time until we start getting tired of the same experiences. A feeling of guilt and emptiness sets in, as if there's a bottomless hole to fill with new or stronger experiences. Another purchase, another series, another video game, another selfie for others to react to. People might start feeling detached from the world, and even as if their life has lost its meaning. Some studies reveal that binge watching is tied to loneliness and depression, while obsessive social media use is also linked to depression, anxiety, and overall dissatisfaction in life. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Joshua J. Marine. Overcoming challenges requires perseverance, effort, and patience. And in a world where many pleasures are a click away, we often don't get a chance to develop qualities that are essential to thriving and succeeding in life. If you want to reduce the negative effects of instant gratification, the first thing you need to do is to be aware of how much time you spend on various activities. You can use smartphone apps that measure screen time, or you could set up an alarm before you turn on the TV. It's okay to sometimes treat ourselves with these things as long as they don't consume large chunks of our time, or even worse, become an escape from reality and destroy our long-term goals. Once we identify where most of our time goes, we then need to replace those low-return activities with the ones that can help us live better. Online courses, hobbies, physical training, trying new activities, these things can be satisfying while also helping us to grow as individuals. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? And then come up with a plan to get from where you are now to your ideal self. This can help you to determine what type of activities to add to your day by choosing ones that your ideal self would be interested in. Maybe you want to be the type of person who exercises every day, or someone who travels the world once or twice a year. Remember that many of the activities that give you instant gratification aren't really helping you achieve what you want tomorrow. When you change your habits and mindset in a way that seeks out delayed but greater rewards, then your world starts to shift. But there are other benefits as well. Taking on activities that have a higher return can help us develop a gritty mindset. We gain more self-control, patience, and more importantly, a sense of purpose and meaning in life instead of feeling lost and unsure. Another great way to fight the instant gratification culture is to start a hobby. A well-chosen hobby can be extremely fun and at the same time can provide many benefits for our personal growth, career, relationships, and mental well-being. It's so easy to fill our free time with entertainment provided by technology because it's accessible anywhere and anytime. Television, social media, computer games, shopping, and gambling were designed to exploit our natural human tendencies to seek pleasure. Designers' main goal was to keep us hooked so they could maximize their profits. Time is your greatest asset. You can invest it into things that will help you to achieve your dreams, or you can put it into things that will give you a temporary escape into the dreams that are not yours.
Pursuing big goals and seeking delayed gratification can be even more exciting and satisfying. Big achievements raise our confidence and create a sense of purpose and meaning. It's what makes us so unique as a species, that we can dream big, plan complex things, and execute precise actions.
Alright guys, thanks for watching and making all the way to the end. One thing I want to mention is that there is no best way to go through life. While our brains are governed by the same mechanisms, we still have differences. For example, some people have more dopamine receptors, so they might be more inclined to always look into the future and strive for more. Others might have more serotonin receptors, so they might be more satisfied with what they already have and just enjoy the moment. I think what is truly important that you would feel your life is meaningful and you would not regret something when you get old. So in this video, I just wanted to show you a different perspective so you could decide yourself where you want to put your time and what things matter to you. Okay, so stay curious, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.